Hi again. I wanted to talk to you about this problem over here, direct variation, and just emphasize what it means and how we can solve it. So when you see direct variation, very directly, or constant of variation, all of those words, it needs to maybe trigger a reminder and ring a bell of direct variation and what that means. So direct variation is really not that hard. It's just a big word, but we're really just looking for the slope. So if I told you to find the slope, what would you do? So that's really what we're doing. So the first thing is to determine if the equation is a direct variation equation. So y and x vary directly. Now, how we determine that is we need to solve for y. So what you need to do is you need to solve for y. Okay? So by subtracting the 7x from both sides, I have 3y equals negative 7x. Okay? Now, I'm still solving for y. I'm not done. So I need to get rid of that 3. 3 is multiplied twice, so to break that up, I need to divide by 3. So after dividing by 3, we find that y is equal to negative 7 over 3x. So again, all we're doing to check if it's a direct variation is we're solving for y. Now after you solve for y, you need to check, is there a plus or minus b over here? Is there a y-intercept? So is there a plus 1 or a minus 7 or not that negative 7, right? Because negative 7, 3 is the coefficient of x. It's really not added or subtracted to x. It's multiplied to x. Okay? So here in that empty space, is there something that's added or subtracted? A number that's not 0. So if there is a plus 100 or anything like that, then this would not be a direct variation equation. However, because here b is 0, because we don't see it, it's not showing, so b is 0, and it showed over here the constant, the number is 0. Because b is 0, and we found the slope, then it is a direct variation equation. Now, what I asked you to do is I asked you to determine the constant of variation. The constant of variation, again, is just the slope. It's just another name for the slope. Now, because b is 0 and this is direct variation equation, we normally use m for slope, but in that case, we'll use the letter k. So by using just the letter k, we're indicating that that slope has a different name, just another name, so which is called constant of variation, and it's negative 7 over 3. So make sure that after you solve for y, you actually solve the problem, right? So don't leave the equation like that. You have to determine what's the constant of variation. And what I'm asking about really is the slope. Okay? So that's what it is for that question. It's that simple. Now, let's look at the other question, last question in the warm-up. Now, the last question asked me to graph x equals negative 3 and to find the slope of that equation. So here's my x and y axis, and I'm going to find negative 3 on the x-axis because they said x equals negative 3. So on the x-axis, I'm going to find negative 3. So I'll say negative 1, negative 2, and negative 3 is right here. So this is what I'm looking for, negative 3. Okay? And I'm not done. It's a vertical line. It's a vertical line. That means the y values are different, but the x values are always negative 3. It's a vertical line. The x values are always negative 3. The y values may differ, so it goes up and down, but the x value always passes through negative 3, and the x values on that line, any point you pick on that line has an x value of negative 3. Okay, so the slope of a vertical line, the slope is undefined. So they asked me to find the slope after graphing. I will just write slope is undefined. Now, if That problem had y equals -3. If it was y, then I would have looked at -3 on the y-axis. And if it was y, it would have been a horizontal line. And horizontal lines have a slope of 0 if this was y. But since it's x, I look for -3 on the x-axis, and it is a vertical line. The slope is undefined. Now the three problems for extra credit, I'm going to show them, and they're due Friday. Okay, September 6th. Now this is the extra credit assignment. It's worth 3 points, 1 point for each question, and this grade will be added to your warm-up grade. So if you got a 2 out of 5 on the warm-up, then you get all of those 3 correct. Then you get a 5 out of 5. If you have a 5 out of 5 and you get all 3 correct, then you do get an 8 out of 5, which is exceeding 100%, which is very good. And this will affect your homework grade, which is 20% of your grade. So it's very important that you do that. Okay, good luck. Thank you.